In order for you to achieve some of your most important goals, you need to disappear away from people, transform yourself, and come back as a new being. And become back as a new version of yourself that people have not seen or anybody has experienced before. Yesterday was one of those days when I went back into the limelight, when I went back into festivities and social gatherings. It's been 2 years since I last attended a festival, a concert, something I was known so much for. Yes, I was previously a radio personality, and being part of concerts and social gatherings was a thing I used to do so much. I was in the limelight, yes, I was a radio presenter and I was known. Used to have a lot of people following me on my social media accounts. Like you could get recognizable by quite a number of people. And most people used to know me as this love doctor. I would talk about love, sex, relationships. And this is something that got people's attention. But then when I retracted and went back and said, no, 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 I need to transform myself and become a better version of myself. After reappearing yesterday, after a long while, everybody that looked at me, one, with surprise, with shock, with disbelief. They couldn't believe it was me. They couldn't believe I was back in the limelight. So let me tell you the whole story of how this happened. And I'm also going to teach you ways of how you can disappear, transform yourself, and then reappear. As the day started, I came in and then I saw everyone trying to really put their eyes on me, especially those that knew me from the past. And those that really cared came to me, and one of the guys told me, wow, you look huge. Okay, use the word big. You look big. In other words, my muscle definition, my size has improved because I've got a bit bigger than weightlifting. And to him, it was a surprise. Like he didn't expect me to look that. And then I kept getting that same compliment over very many people telling me, wow, you look different. And then one of the guys, who I think also works out, came to me and told me, man, you're really doing great. How long have you been working out? I told him I've been working out for 2 years. And he was happy. We talked. And also, there's something about me that I think now has changed. I changed the way I look. I changed the way I dress. And I was actually smart. I've learned how to dress like a gentleman, be very easy, be very simple, but appealing and really looking dope. So I can say in summary, I really looked dope. I kept taking lots of water. And I want to tell you, very many people were noticing that I was drinking water. And I got a few concerned people like, hey, hi, Arthur, you don't drink? I told them I do drink, but today I've chosen to take water. I didn't want to tell anybody that, I'm quitting or I've quit alcohol. No. I just wanted them to feel like, yeah, I'm part of the crew, but today I've chosen to do water. And it wasn't one person noticing. It was quite a number of people. And later, a certain gentleman came. I've known him I used to know him a few years ago. He came to me and told me, wow, I want to have a chest like yours. I told him, you can. And then we ended up having a very deep conversation that lasted over 2 hours. Actually, we weren't watching the concert anymore. We were just having a discussion. And when we discussed, we talked ranging from business, self-improvement. We talked so many things. We talked future plans. We talked family. We talked budgeting. We talked so many things. And he told me, you've not left me the same. And he said, I want to thank God I came here, and I want to thank God I met you. But in all, every person that saw me, you would visibly see they were shocked to see me. They saw something was different about me. And then also me as a person, I really felt something that I didn't know. There was some magnetic force around me, and everyone felt they wanted to spend time with me. I saw so many people trying to buy my time. I saw so many people wanting to be close to me and be around me. And it was quite an awesome experience for me. And I felt like the time I've put into self-improvement and personal growth, learning different things is actually now paying off. And it made me feel good. Actually, I feel like right now I'm more energized to continue with this journey and go on doing more stuff and doing more stuff to make myself a better version every day. So let me share with you ways on how you can disappear and reappear transformed and become a magnet. One, when you choose to disappear, keep your mouth shut. Once you go to work on yourself, You don't have to prove to anybody a point. You don't have to tell people what you're doing, because in most cases, most people won't even understand this. The more you try to explain this, is the more they are going to discourage you, because they don't understand what you're up to. In the initial stages of my self-improvement journey, I wanted to document the journey because I saw ways I could probably to create content and all that. But then the more I tried to do this, is the more I started getting negative comments from people telling me it will never work. You're not the first person to do this. You're gonna fail. Why are you showing us this? You're show off, and the rest. Till when I said, okay, now it's time to go off social media, deleted my accounts, stayed off social media for a while, and I started going through the grind. Now, when you go through the grind and not telling anybody else about your plans or what you're doing, it gives you a chance to fail as a person and raise yourself up as a person. And you can be able to change and become something else in the process. When I used to share my self-improvement journey, every time I would go to the gym, lifting was no longer about me lifting for my own. I was lifting to get results that I would show on Instagram and TikTok videos that I was recording at the time. It ceased to be about me. It started becoming about them, those that I was showing the journey. And then every time I would do something, and I've told people something that I'm doing in the journey, every time I would meet them, they would want to question me and ask me. Like I would feel like I'm accountable to somebody. Yet in actual sense, I was supposed to be accountable to me, not to anybody else. So the first way to disappear is one, shut your mouth. The second way you can disappear and come back transformed is set goals and expectations from this disappearance. You see, when you go away from letting the public know what you're up to or what you're about to, and you're trying to set your goals and vision clearly, it should be for you. And once you know it, that I'm trying to do this to become this and this, I'm trying to become better at journaling, meditation, I'm trying to improve my financial status, I'm trying to build a business and doing this, all this should be known to you. It should be very clear to you, because what is the essence of disappearing and you actually don't know why you're disappearing? What is the essence of staying away and you don't have a purpose as why you're staying away? You need to have a clear vision on what you're doing, why you're doing it, so that the disappearance does not cost you when you really come back and there was nothing. Your finances did not increase, your knowledge base is still the same, you still look the same person, you still have the same aura, there's nothing about you. And for you to be able to achieve this, you need to have a plan, a vision, like an idea of why you're disappearing and for what purpose and for what reason. The third way of how you can disappear and come back better is rebuild new ways and new habits, and consistently stick to these new ways and new habits. Learn something new, learn a skill, okay? Learn how to schedule, okay? Do something new, work out, do different things, learn how to do these things. Get rid of the old habits, get rid of the old you, and rebuild these skills over and over again. Repeat and repeat and repeat. If you want to look better, go to the gym and work out and repeat and repeat and repeat. Build that schedule, put it into your DNA. If you want to eat better, learn how to prepare meals, learn how to cook meals, learn how to identify what is a good meal, what is a bad meal, and do this over and over again. And the more you do it, is the more you're going to develop these new routines, new habits, as you also dump a little bit of the old habits, whether it is consumption habits, spending habits, time management habits, lots of these things. Develop routines and habits. Number 4, on how to disappear and come back, I want you to pick your targets. Find areas of what you're going to transform. You've set a vision, you've developed habits. Now I want you to pick certain areas of what areas exactly do you want to transform. Do you want to work on your physical being? Do you want to work on your knowledge base? What exactly do you want to transform? Find these small targets of areas you want to come back and you are better than you were. If you want to reintroduce yourself, one, I would say pick your targets very well. Know who you're going to introduce yourself to, and don't share with everybody what has happened to you in your journey. I've always had this whole idea of wanting to tell people the whole story of how they can improve themselves, become better versions, those that dare to ask and those that didn't dare to ask. And that's been wasting a lot of my time. I've been getting judged. And some people feel like this is not too much. They feel like you're not gained enough. Why are you telling us these stories? And I've come to learn when you reintroduce yourself, you don't have to reintroduce yourself to the entire world, to everybody. No. You may introduce to yourself to a few people, probably your family and the rest. And you don't have to take the charge of explaining to everybody what has been happening to you. I feel like you just have to go about your normal life, and those that will see change will see it in you, especially those that knew you. I don't think there is a format to reintroducing yourself. People should just notice that something about you has changed. And then lastly, re-embrace your new self. I feel like this new self, this new person I am, is much more better, is much more wiser, is much more confident, is much more aware of what is going on in the environment, and I want to embrace this person for years and years to come, and I want to continue this journey as a continuous process. So I would say when you reappear, then make sure this is your new being, your new self. And my prayer to God is that I don't backslide and go back to my old ways, because despite the fact that I'm living this new self, it still comes with a lot of challenges. So challenges will come, but stick to the plan, keep chasing it, keep on the journey, and remember, self-improvement is a continuous process. It never stops. If you want to watch a video on how to know what you love in 3 simple ways, please click the video in the description, and then you can be able to also learn how to love yourself in 3 different ways.